Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever ye might be. Welcome to the Collectors Community Chat, and I'm Skipper, along with my friend Dale at Coin World UK. Welcome, everybody. How you doing, Dale?
Oh, doing good. How are you doing, my friend?
Good and getting better like a fine wine. My wife says a bit sour, but that's her problem.
Same as Zoe. Yeah. No, it's been a good weekend. It's been quiet. It's been productive with some stuff I've been trying to get on with. And hang on a minute, should have turned my phone down. There we go. And obviously I ain't got nothing to really show because I ain't had a car for over a week. So or just coming up to a week. Might be about 9 days, whenever it was. No, it'll be a whole week tomorrow. So yeah, that's going to be good tomorrow to get the car done, sorted out, and roadworthy again. And then I can go and get my Coin News magazine and hunt around for a few more little books, which I want to get hold of because I want to put I want to separate my British banknotes from my war collection to my US and Canadian collection as well. So I want to try and keep them all separate. I've uploaded a little shop. I can't pronounce it, but they sell stuff really. You might have heard of it. It begins with a T, and they do a load of coin stuff in there. You get flips, loads of flips on there, which I want for like a couple of £. Card holders, card boxes, proper boxes. So I'm going to transfer my books into they got little top loaders on them as well, so they'd be all nicely, so I can have all the teams, all the international teams together, rather than just leaving them in a book. And I'll be transferring my coins over there. Then hopefully I'll get that done, and some more banknote books.
Oh, good for you. Yeah. I'm actually on the lookout for a book for my card collection. Not so much for the notes, but since I've got my Santa Claus cards together, I'd like to get them all in one nice album, and maybe even get a cover for it so it looks cool. But yeah, it's been a good week here too.
I mean, this is a site I can't pronounce it. Timru, I think it's called. Here you go. Look, all those coin flips there. Look, you get 80 coin flips in a box for £6.
Right. And where is this located? So I'm going to disappear out of screen for a second because I got to grab my loop. Where is it?
It's called TEMU. That's the app.
TEMU.
Yeah, Timu, or whatever it is. And they do like obviously reproduction stuff like American Eagles and stuff like that. So it's like they're not real, but they'll be really, really good for like silver pouring.
Yeah, Neil says it's from China.
Maybe. Yeah, he might be right. I don't know. It could be. But yeah, there you go. I'm just after the flips. That's all I'm after. I'm not really.
Yeah, I'd be hesitant about the capsules because you don't know what kind of plastic they're using.
Yeah, but they're going into my collection anyway, so it don't really matter.
Okay.
I'm not too bothered with that. I wouldn't buy clothing, or I wouldn't buy anything that I wouldn't trust myself. I wouldn't buy coins, but I wouldn't mind buying some coins to use as molds, because they're only like what, £1. So if you're going to scratch it up and everything, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the coin flips, and this is 300 coin flips, all different sizes, for £12.48 for a box of one type. You're looking at £9. So and it's a coin flip, so I'm not too bothered. And yet they got videos on there with the quality, so people are quite happy. It's got loads of nice reviews. So that's the different sizes you get.
Mm-hmm.
And you get like these are all individual people's reviews. So I mean, it's only a piece of cardboard at the end of the day, isn't it? So
True enough.
And then you've got like a colorized American Silver Eagle, which is gold plated. 24 karat gold plated. You know, it's not worth the gold it's written on. You know, it's only £1.68. So if you want to make, rather than using nice coins to make molds, you can use these as like just to do a little impression for your silver pours. So I will get to my channel in a minute and just you get like little souvenir euros. What's this one? You got the rabbit. So this is going to be. So like, there you go. I got a couple of these from Man So Far Away.
Right.
The €0. There you go, Skipper. So you may like a little treasure chest.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got a few of them myself, as you know.
See, that'd make a pretty cool silver pouring little boxing glove.
Mm-hmm.
It's the coin stuff I'm after. I mean, it's
Of
going to
course.
go into my cases anyway, so it's not going to be any. And the cards. I was looking at the other week, not the other week, the other day. You get like all these perspex boxes, and they got top loaders in. So I think there's like 50 in a box, and you can put your cards in, and it's protecting. It's not going anywhere, so it's not like it's going to be life threatening.
Right. Well, I've got a couple of exciting things to say today.
Okay.
The first thing, during the month of July and August, on my session on Mondays, anyone that comes up to into the live chat with us to show something will receive a coin from me and a sticker. So if you're willing to show some of your collectibles to us during the month of July and August only, on Mondays, I will send you a coin and a sticker. And so that's the number one thing.
I win all the time.
That's those in chat, buddy. We're separate.
You've got to try.
Also, I know all of us love it when we find stuff in our regular change, and I actually found 3 items in my regular chains this week. I really do want to share with you guys. I wanted to just double check, make sure the dates on these things, because it's been a while since I looked. Okay, there's a 2009. I found a really nice 2009 Canadian Olympic. I believe it's hockey. Yeah, it's the hockey non-colorized.
That's a nice coin.
Really nice shape.
Yeah, that's a beautiful
one of those.
What year is that?
2009.
2009.
Yeah. And another one that I picked up here, and just double check the dates on here. This is a 2010. Beautiful shape for a Canadian quarter in circulation.
Oh, what's that one? Can't remember what
That's the poppy one with the soldier on it.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Right. And it's absolutely beautiful, this one. And I found another one that's actually a loonie. Again, this is just stuff that's come in my change. This is my goodness, is that a 2000? Oh, that's 2010. A 2010 Looney, and it's got the Navy on there. So that's one of the ones that I found. I don't know if you can see it very well. So, you know, you can still find commemorative coins in your pocket change. Just keep an eye out, because that just, those ones, they they end up in my collection or in there for giveaways, which is pretty good. And the other thing today is on my side is I want to discuss how other collectibles can collide with our coin collecting. And in reflecting back to my youth, my biggest collection that I had when I was a young lad was airplanes, the model airplanes. I had a huge collection of model airplanes. Most of course, was World War II stuff. And as I got older, I kind of drifted away from that and started getting into the armored vehicles and the army side of the house. And I discovered that being that I do displays, I ended up doing models. I didn't get into the real detail stuff where you're getting the actual colors of the models. I actually like them where they look like they belong in a display case with bronze. I love the bronze stuff. So just give you an idea. Now the vehicles that I picked are only ones that I've driven myself, so it makes it a little more personal. And here's an example of one of the ones that I built. And again, I anchor my coin displays, my military coins, to military vehicles. And that's your APC, your M113. And then, of course, I drove the old 53 pattern Jeeps. So I had that. As you can see, I just sprayed them bronze. This is the command post APC. And these are things that you know, if you're into hobbies, if they're building models is a lot of fun. Yeah. And I still have some that I want to build, including a 53 pattern SMP 2.5 ton truck and a medium list, what they call an MLVW, medium logistics vehicle wheeled from Bombardier. I want one of those too.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, that's not the one I sunk, Christopher. Yeah, make sure you put the plugs in. Okay, and we had Cougars and Grizzlies in my day, and this is my model that I put together again to anchor with they're anchored with my coin collection in my case. So these are a lot of fun to build. I think I just lost something here. What did I just lose? I lost a wheel. Okay.
Oh, no.
Lucky I can put them on easy. So yeah, those are the sort of things that you can do. And if you have models and stuff or pins or whatever you might have that these collectibles, I'd love to see them. Share them with us.
Now, as you know, as a kid, actually, I was speaking to my brother the other day, actually, and we were talking about all the models we would get. We always try not to get the same model, and we built everything from ships to aircraft to cars to motorbikes. My brother's all more into the cars and the motorbikes than I was. I was like trying to do what's the technical name where you build up scenarios? Begins with a D.
Dioramas.
Dioramas. And what I used to do when my other passion, because of the railway, my old next door neighbour, he used to work on the railway. He was a ticket inspector and a flagman, and so he had lots of train set stuff. And I know he gave me it when before he passed away. He gave me this train set stuff, and but I noticed a lot of the roofs were broke, you know, because he's had them for years. The train sets, I don't know what happened to them. I just never got them out this big case because we had no room. The way we were living, we had no room. and I don't know whether they were passed on to some, but I kept the houses, all the little bits and bobs, all the outhouses, all the little figures and stuff. And with the houses, when I used to build a tank or a ship, and sometimes you get the model, and the model would like not fit properly. So what I would do is I would wrap it up in elastic bands, cut a piece off of the actual model, and so it looked like it was sinking. But with the houses, I'll have a tank facing that way, and what I used to do is get a piece of cotton wool and look, so it looked like smoke coming out the barrel.
Oh, very cool.
And I would have like more cotton wool coming out the top of that building, so it looked like it's been fired on, you know, and paint it like grey and whatever. You know, it's a stone building anyway. But another thing I would do if I like dropped a model, or model fell off the ceiling, because we had loads of them, you couldn't even see the ceiling, the planes. I mean, we had like Boeings, we had, and some of the planes were like 1/72 scale, but I'm talking like Victor tankers. You know, just one wing is just 12 inches, so it's 2 foot wide plus the body.
That's pretty good
And
size.
yeah, it was huge. And again, I had 2 Herculeses, and I painted one up. The very first one I painted up, I purposely did it as the very first plane I flew in, which was XV294, and then XV210, which is the second one I flew up in quite a lot. I went in that one more times than anything else. But say like a World War II plane fell off the ceiling, you know, it obviously the wing was snapped. We try and fix it. Remember, we try and fix what would break. But if we couldn't, what we would do, we'll have it up an angle, and then again we'll wrap it round in tape, paint the tape, and then put cotton wool over it, so it looked like it was being battle damaged, and get all the spare parts as metal coming flying off with little bits of yellow and smoke and black. So it looked like a scenario with like a Spitfire or whatever. And my bombers that I used to collect was themed. So you had the P-25 Ace of Spades Mitchell. I had the only plane I got left, which I sold all my collection 4 years ago, and I had 1,000 planes. I sold everything in block. That's including metal die-cast planes, and everything I make is hand painted. It's not sprayed; it's hand painted. And that's including the ones I really didn't get into very much was like the big space. I did build the space shuttle. That's the only real spacecraft I did build. I did build the Apollo capsule, but I don't know what happened to that. I have no idea what happened to that. But the space shuttle went missing. I think that was shot up in the shed somewhere, I guess, with my brother with his guns or whatever. But I had thousands of planes, and I sold them all in one go for quite a bit of money, and they were intact. Every plane was intact. Wow. The only plane I've got left now is my Guy Gibson Lancaster bomber from Dambusters. That's the only one. I still got models that are going back since the, I think it was 1980. I got models of the B-29 and Super Fortress and the Super Fortress. You know, I got Memphis Bow twice. I did do Memphis Bow when I built Memphis Bow, which was a really big challenge. That was like a hard scale model to do, and I enjoyed that one. But one of the favorite models I did was actually, if you look for it, it was Snoopy Airways. Okay, look for Snoopy Airways. It's a G4 Tornado or GR4 Tornado, and it was Pablo something was the pilot. I can't remember what the navigator's name is. And I built that plane, and it was a 1/34 scale, I think it was, and it was huge. It was massive, and I even had the wings that would flip in, and that went down to RF Lynham as a display model. So that was actually pretty cool. I took that into the Air Cadets, and they put it down to line as a display model. So that was pretty cool.
That is awesome. We got Great Wolf Outdoors Homestead in the house. How are you doing?
And there was someone else in there a minute ago. Moon over Miami.
Yes, he likes to drive.
And Christopher Ty, of course, and Neil.
Of course.
But hit the thumbs up, and I forget. That's the first thing I do is whenever I hit the thumbs up. But tonight I missed it.
Well, they're creeping in slow today. Yeah, doing models and dioramas is an extremely interesting hobby. I mean, I reflect back when I was helping my son out doing his diorama of Vimy Ridge and hand painting every single little soldier and the build. I mean, the actual foundations aren't that bad if you have an idea what you want.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
We use what is it, a 1/4-inch plywood we cut out, and then we glued on some styrofoam, and essentially with a blade we cut it to whatever we wanted. Thinking back in the topographical map days, did the contour lines so we had an idea of the way it was, and then stripping it down, sanding it down, and then I once I got where I wanted it, I coated it with a coating of plaster Paris and got it all smoothed out. When it hardened, oh wow, it was freaking amazing. But of course, I also had all the little stubs of trees and branches and stuff I had to put in there while it was still fresh. But made for a really cool looking display. It's whatever you want to do, you can do with your models. It's a fun hobby.
That's the imagination. That is. I mean, I don't know if anybody's seen James May build the Spitfire, the very first model of a Spitfire, but full size Spitfire.
James May built a full-scale Spitfire, a working model.
Full-size model Spitfire. Okay.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, and he did it, and he had it all painted. But what he did, he had these kids build a model. Never built a model before in their life, and one little boy built a tank. I think it's similar to one of yours, and he was the only one who didn't want to blow it up, because I think that the kid got it. You know, the kid got it, because once you build something like that, you don't want to destroy it. It's an achievement. You know?
Oh yeah, it's personal pride in what you put together. I mean, it's you take a look, oh wow, I actually did that. It looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, my boy, my Branny, he when he was younger, we didn't know how far his cerebral palsy was going to be, and so the only way you can get him with motivation and motor skills, the best way was to build models. So it gives him his dexterity. You know, doesn't have to look perfect, didn't have to look anything, but the dexterity. And then with the camouflage, I used to do the outlines for him, and I'll say, right, now paint it how you want it. Paint it how you want it. And it came out really good. You know, you've done really, really good. And he built quite a few models. And you know, I think I still got one of his upstairs. I think it's I can't remember what paint it is now. MiG 29, I think it is. Fulcrum. Can't remember now. But it wasn't an easy one, because I still want him to stick, numbers together with the numbers and help him, because obviously his dexterity and his motor skills.
Right.
And have an imagination at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that's what models are. You build the thing.
I found my tire.
He found it. He's feeling that vehicle's feeling a bit tired.
Yeah, right now it is.
Grey Wolf says, I'm 54 and I love building them. I don't care how old anybody is, and if you enjoy doing it, keep doing it. Because it is a fabulous hobby. And I even go and watch some of the model kits today, even the cheap kits you can get from the local supermarket to a professional kit, and sometimes the cheaper kits are better than the professional kits.
Oh yeah.
I did build a Titanic, and I had that all lit up.
Ooh.
That was pretty cool. That I only bought that model from the pound shop, and it cost £1. It was I don't know, it wasn't 1/72 scale. Obviously,
It had to be pretty low scale.
It was low. It was low scale model. I think there was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No more than about 24 parts. And what I did, I got a soldering iron, I got metal, and I heated up the metal, and I made all the portholes in. I had 2 wires going into the light, and I blacked out. What I did, I blacked out the side, so the model didn't illuminate. I wanted the portholes to illuminate.
Right.
So what I did, I put sellotape on the inside, okay, and so it reflected, and then blackened it, and then did it again. So that when you lit it up, the whole, it's like a light bulb, it's going to light up. So I had to darken it, and with that, I put a transistor in to lower the light as well. So then I had managed to get all the portholes lit up. And then I had a Titanic on the thing. I had a little switch on the side and switch it on and off. It's only battery operated, but it's pretty cool.
That would look very cool.
But if you have any imagination, you can do anything with a model. You don't have to build the. I mean, with the spare, you always get some spare parts, right? With some models, and even some of the missiles, you have, missiles fall off, or over the time, it all falls apart. And me and my brother made some crazy stuff, like something out of Thunderbirds. We used to make these little wings of a little after the missile. It looked like a V-bomb, but when we cut it out, we put like a spare man inside it. And I'll tell you another fun thing. With Airfix, if you want a spare part, no matter what model it is, they will send you a spare part on any model.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So if you got a missing part from, say, I don't know, 1970 something, you phone them up, give them the model number from the instructions, they will send you that part out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they keep thousands of models in their storage, and they still got the molds for it. So it's pretty cool. Never did trucks. I don't know why I didn't do trucks. That's another thing I should have done. Trucks. That'd been pretty.
Yeah, I can't recall ever just doing trucks or cars. It was
done loads of cars. Done absolutely tons of cars. My brother, motorbikes and cars. I did the occasion. My brother did more cars and motorbikes than I did.
Mm-hmm. Did a lot of the early Star Trek models when AMC.
I didn't do anything like that. I didn't do any. I didn't do any of the Star Trek or Star Wars stuff. As I said, I've done 2 space stuff. Lots and lots of World War I planes. They were a challenge, the World War I planes, to get the spines for the 2 wings.
Yes, those were hard. I did have a couple of those. Again, a Sopwith Camel was one of the ones that I had. But
Crystal, what's the other one? The Focke-Wulf, the Red Baron, common plane. And the French, I can't remember what the French ones were called.
One of the beauties about collecting and building models is that there are organizations in Canada and the United States, especially I'm speaking to those that might be a veteran. They actually, in the legions, they have groups that get together and build models. But what's great about it is that to get you kick-started, it gives a lot of the guys who are dealing with OSI something to do. They bring a huge selection of models with them. that have been donated, and they provide all the paints, all the brushes, all the glue. Everything is laid out. They have special mats where on the table, and they actually set it up. You go up and you pick the model that you'd like, and they give it to you.
Where do I sign up?
Isn't that cool?
That is so cool. That is absolutely really, because you know, you can talk
This
about
this was the one I picked. I actually went to it, and that's what got me kickstarted and go, hey, that'll look good with my coins.
Spats. Thank you, Christopher. Polar Bear, Phil Guy. I know Phil Guy was streaming the other night. I went downstairs, and his notification come up. But man, I was so tired. Going to be running your out. I'm running Zoe's at the moment again. If anybody can run Zoe's stuff, that'd be absolutely awesome. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to keep to the color code. You can you can do whatever you like. You know what I mean? Actually,
I know. I just reading Field Guide. All you need to build model stuff is glue and duct tape.
Some staples.
Staples. That works good on plastic.
And a bit of luck. But I mean, the thing is, though, you can treat it as a chore, or you treat it as fun. You know, when my brother had the steering, he couldn't get the steering going because he'd like to get the steering moving. You know, now he would try and build a mechanism that would steer. You know, there's Zoe. She can't stop.
Zoe has not made me hungry lately because she's bringing the bloody boiled sweets and stuff out. I'm like, nah.
Oh, you haven't seen the latest one coming out, have you?
Probably not. It's hard to keep up. She's rolled them out like a bloody assembly line. She
is. Now, I come onto YouTube, as you know, for fun. I come on YouTube. You don't know what path you're lying down or whatever. Met incredible people. Don't change anybody, you know. And when we talk about this sort of thing, you're falling right into my subject. You know what I mean? This is me. I mean, Lauren will tell you something funny. What happened when I sold my models? Right, the day I posted them all off. Now there was something like 8 boxes. I mean, big boxes, right? And all piled up with models, all done, all separate models, including the instruction sheets. Every model, I still kept the instruction sheet to each model. I took a photograph of everything, right? Now, it was I obviously couldn't carry them all down to I had them all sent from the house, okay, posted from the house. Took photographs. I put box 1 of 8, box 2 of 8, and I sent photographs to the customer. He was really happy, and I showed him all the bits that, you know, I still got the bits, the wheels fall off, but here is the part, you know, it belongs to this part. And I had everything. I had absolutely everything. Anyway, Zoe, Lauren, when I sold my models, do you remember?
Yeah.
What did your mum say? She goes, "Have you touched the boxes?"
Oh hell.
Right, but it was loads, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Models all over models, and you couldn't wait to get rid of them, could you?
The only thing you had to say was yes.
Yes. Let's get into that. But yeah, it was.
I think it's no.
I agree. We're talking about models, so. Nick.
Say yes.
No.
Wouldn't say yes.
But I mean, I want to do a model collection again, but Zoe won't let me. And all right, babe. I want to do a model collection again, but you won't let me, will you?
No. You don't need any more. I'm gonna get.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I needed that one as well.
It's one of the bad ones.
Oh yes, I got another art car. Whoop, whoop.
No, I
Whoa, that's an interesting one.
This is the Cloak and Dagger.
haven't.
Man, look at that.
That is very cool.
So I'm trying to get the collections. The problem over here, yeah, we can get plenty of the cars. There's cars sold everywhere. They're selling in chemists. They're selling in obviously in toy shops, garages, wherever. But they're all the same car. You know, there could be 50 types of cars, but they're all the same. So getting 10 of something is really, really difficult. So this is I think this is my fourth one of the Hot Wheels art cars. The Cloak and Dagger. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I can't wait to video that.
Yes.
Okay, for those of you, just sorry, I disappeared there for a second because I wanted to find some of this information out. Operation Vet Build is that I'm familiar with for Canada is online on Facebook. You can find information about it, and they bring the models out to the legions, and these are all donated. These are all donated models that they bring out.
That's amazing.
And
No,
I'm trying to see if there's a one in the U.S. I would suggest checking it to see if they have it.
Thanks, babes.
In fact, I will see if I can find that for you. That build U.S.
Zoe's just showing me. It's just Zoe's got a travel catalogue.
And see, they get together and actually build the models. And you take once you're finished, you actually take it home with you, and you work on finishing it at home.
Do you know what that is?
I think it's a bloody brilliant program that they have.
Yeah. Do you know what? You can have so much fun and have a laugh.
It
you
is.
Can even turn it into a funny. You know, you don't have to actually build it as what it is. You can turn it into like a bit of a fun, cartoony kind of. You know, have a bit of fun with the model. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, you don't have to follow the exact colors or design. You can modify them. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, but that's out there for you for the veterans, and I hope the U.S. has got something similar. I know they have Quilts of Valor in Canada and the U.S. I just don't know about the Operation Vet Build.
I mean, we got the. I haven't been in the Royal Legion for years, and we used to sit down and because a lot of the veterans would talk. They couldn't move, so we would like, even though we were kids, we like trusted. Obviously, we couldn't buy drinks. The drinks already bought, so we had to carry drinks over. You know, obviously it makes sense. So, and they would say, "Thank you, young man." Like, yeah, it was like 5p, whatever it was, and what we do if we got any tips. We put it into the Royal British Legion collection jars, you know, to go back into the Legion, you know, because they do a wonderful job. But I don't remember them doing models or any kind of crafts and stuff.
No,
like that.
this is all new. This is all since the war in Afghanistan ended. They started bringing out all these. But before the Afghan war took place. Legions didn't even have all the support programs, including OSIS and all that stuff wasn't there. They would refer for guys and gals that were having major issues directly to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. And now they've got all these support groups. They've got all these different organizations that provide different hobbies and crafts. Even little things like sitting down with a bunch of veterans over a coffee. It doesn't have to be at the Legion. They started a veterans food bank, And at the
That's
food
good.
bank, you can not only if you're having trouble trying to make ends meet and have some food, they provide you with funds for extra fresh groceries. They give you a coffee break, so they lay out coffee and donuts. You want to sit down and talk. They got a library there where you can sit down. I actually kind of like it better than a Legion because you got flags and all these display cases. Of course, that caught me. All these different things out there to make you feel at home and safe and secure, and direct you in areas like hobbies and model building and all that stuff. And the Legion's cotton on here. I don't know what's happening in the U.S., but I hope it's doing. The American Legion and the British Legion are doing the same sort of things, but I'm not there to find out. But I'm pretty sure if they're on the ball and they're watching what we're doing, they're doing the same thing.
I got a question for everybody in the chat, right? Over here, we have the RAFA, which is the Royal Air Force Association. It's like the Legion, but this is separate for the Royal Air Force. Obviously, you've got the Canadian Royal Air Force, and then you've got the United States Air Force. And as you know, the Air Force has always been the ousted out kind of service, because, like, in America, it was the Army Air Force. Then it went to the United States Air Force. The RAF is just over 100 years old by a few years, and it was part of the Army back in World War One. The Navy didn't want the Air Force to exist because it moved funds away from the Navy. So it's kind of like an ousted out service if you read the history to the Royal Air Force. And so they have their own kind of like Legion. It's called the RAFA, Royal Air Force Association.
Right.
Do you have anything like that over there where
we have I haven't seen it here in a while, but we had the Army, Navy, and Air Force Association, and it much like the Legion, but it was separate from it. It was run a little bit different. But our branch closed down here at Edmonton. I don't know if they exist. The Legion's doing better these days, thank goodness. They're starting to catch up and realize that it's not there just for sitting there and getting drunk and crying in your beer. It's a place where you can actually get help, and the service officers do a lot of work trying to direct people to get the assistance they need. But these little projects that they have, like for instance with the hobbies, guitars for vets. Guitars for vets, actually they gave me one. I have an acoustic guitar they gave me. A classical guitar, 10 lessons.
Supposed to be learning. Yeah, that's this is like about if I was able to walk, this is like a 5-minute walk. This is the Royal Air Force Association, and those I told you about this. Do you see those propellers there?
Right.
That's off a Sopwith Camel. But that's bigger than it looks inside, and that's separate from the Royal British Legion. And it's going there quite a lot. It's going out like Sunday, and they've got obviously they've got all the insignias. They've got a lot from Lyndon, Brize Norton, Abingdon, Huffington, many other stations. That was Kimball, past and present, RAF Alexandria, RAF Broughton, which turned into a naval station, in fact, actually. I mean, all these bases are within like 10 miles of each other, So but inside, I don't know if I can get a picture of the inside.
That's pretty cool, Christopher. And Grey Wolf, go to Facebook, take some snapshots, whatever you have to. If you want to go to your VFW or your Legion, American Legion, show them and maybe encourage them to get it started. I mean, that's what we did.
Wonderful, yeah.
Books of Valor did that. It's came from the U.S. and now we have it over here.
Just trying to get some. Yeah, they have like this sort of stuff in there, like selling like bears and like dressed up as pilots and. But we did the Battle of Britain parade back in 1986, and I collected. What I did, I knew the owner of the cinema, okay, and what I did with all my collection boxes, I went to all the films morning, noon, and night, and passed my collection boxes up and down the rows.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get enough, and I first went up in a chipmunk. You probably know what a chipmunk is. It's DHC chipmunk. I think it's Czechoslovakian built aircraft, but they use it as a trainer in the Air Force. I went up in one of them, but my friend, a really good friend of mine, and I swear it was a miscount because there was no way that he would have beaten me. But his dad was part of the his dad was an SAS officer, okay, many years ago, right? And he would win all the time, and he beat me so-called by a pound for me going into a Red Arrow, and he went instead. And there was no way. I was there for 3 weeks every day, up and down in the summer holidays, up and down in every film with these boxes, the collection boxes.
Right.
And there was no way he would have beaten me. And he said, "Oh, when the account was called out, it was. I mean, I think I raised nearly about 800 quid." And but 801, I lost by a pound. I think that was a bit of a false flag, so to speak. There's no way you could have done that. I even had my uncle, what I would call him my uncle Keith. When my brother married his first wife, her dad was a regional manager of KFC, and he would go all the way around Wales and southwest England, okay, and take my collection boxes to the stores. There was no way he would have beaten me. No way on earth, right? And I lost. I worked hard for that bloody collection, I tell you. For the Battle of Britain memorial. I took in.
But the end result though was it helped, right?
It helped. It helped. Yeah. But I still feel to this day duped. I know, right? It wouldn't have been anything spectacular.
You're such a competitor.
Well, I like to.
Yes.
Yeah, I am a competitor, maybe, right? But there was no way. I was taking in about 15 boxes. They couldn't even get enough boxes for me. I was going around, and my Uncle Keith, I used to call my Uncle Keith, he would take about 15 boxes to all the stores, and when he went down there next week, he would bring them back. So no way he could have beaten me.
He could have put the last pound.
I bet his dad put the last pound in. I reckon his dad did. But a pound, I mean, come on, a pound, exactly. If it was like 16 quid or something, then that made him small.
Okay,
no, I want my ride in my Red Arrow. But it would have been a trip round, maybe been a 10-minute flight. That's all it would have been. But it's principle, as I'm saying.
For all you guys in chat, again, I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. If you come up and join us in chat and you show us some of your collection for the month of July and August on Mondays, I will be sending you a coin and a sticker for any participants who are willing to go live in the chat. So keep that in mind, and we'll have some fun with it the next couple months.
I got to do
Magnet's my buddy. He's in the house.
Who's up?
Blistering Barnacle Magnets. No, he's not in the basement. He's just shown up.
Oh, right, okay. Blistering. with me, I got a lot of posting to do, and I will sort out. I'm going to do. I've got obviously the treasure chest to finish off, so that'll be coming back soon. And what I will do when I get everybody's post up, because there's lots. I've got a whole list. I will copy what Skipper will do in my stream. With Skipper's collection. I can feel a step around the head now. Oh man. Oh, models. I can talk about models all the time, man.
Well, you know what? It's one of those things where once you get hooked on it, it's easy to stick with it. I mean, it's I had wide gaps between the time I did model building. I think back when I lived in St. John, New Brunswick, we're talking 1972. I was really big on the model building, and then of course last year or the year before last I got hooked on it again, and I wish I hadn't slowed down on it. Well, I'd have a house full by now if I hadn't. And I even wouldn't mind getting a few tall ships, and that idea of doing the Titanic, that's really got me interested in doing that as well. I think I've lost my buddy there. Yeah, I'll be doing a video on Captain Smith of the RMS Titanic in the next little while. Still trying to build the costume on that one. And then after that's done, I'm actually going to do a display up for the RMS Titanic as well. Having a small ship model, that's an awesome idea. I think I'm going to steal that off you and put that in my... But you know what's going to mean, though? I need another case, because I would have the entire display case. Maybe not with original items, but you know what? They've got enough reproductions out there. You could make yourself up a really cool looking display.
I've been wanting to show this to Neil. It just reminded me, actually. If Neil's still here, please say hi, Neil. Because I've been wanting to show him this for a while. Because Nick's just reminded me as well, because Nick's heavily into this stuff. I bought this a while ago. It's not models. I know, I can't find... You moved the model, didn't you? But yeah. This is 75 years year by year comics.
Oh, that's a handy book to have as a reference.
Yeah, all the comics that you can look for in all through the years, 1938. All the cut scenes inside them. It's pretty cool. This book would have cost £30 brand new, and I got it for the grand sum of £3.50.
That's pretty cheap.
So, of course, it's got Batman, Superman, and my Wonder Woman.
Watch where you put your hands.
Oh, she don't mind. Not going to complain. But you got a similar book to that, haven't you?
Not for comics. This is...
Yeah, Star Trek. Do you know what? I could have bought a whole load of Star Trek stuff the other week. Tons of it. Absolutely tons of it. Yeah, like that. Absolutely like that. And figures and all sorts, wasn't it? All on the side, all laying down there going, buy me, buy me.
This is from '94.
Oh
So
man, yeah, but you got to realise 94 is like what 26 years old.
yeah, I know.
When you
But
say 1994, it doesn't seem that long ago.
Not to me, it doesn't. You know, but I mean, this is the thing is you collect so many different. I've got a complete collection of the original members of the Enterprise on plates.
Wow.
The whole crew, and my wife's looking at me and she's going, "What are you going to do with these?" I don't know. First off, it doesn't go with the theme. I mean, I don't collect a lot of Star Trek anymore these days.
I don't know if anybody else says this. Right,
I'll probably end up selling them.
That's the question I don't like being asked. What are you going to do with it? Well,
oh yeah, you're
it's
a
like
hoarder.
It's like renting a gun. You know?
Get rid of some of this stuff. Get rid of what you don't want to make room for what you do want. But I want it all. It's hard.
The thing is, with any collectors out there, right? When I mean, it works both ways, you know, husband and wife, whatever, right? And it's probably the worst question you could be asked when you're a collector. What do you want that for? Where are you going to put it? Well, you know.
I know.
It's easier me giving you £1 million and answering that question. But that's the fun thing is you find these little trinkets. I mean, all right, it's a big thick book, but to me, it's a little trinket. You know, it's something that I can refer to when I'm buying comics.
Buddy, I got all kinds of those things. You know me. Maybe I don't have as many coins as you do, but as far as books and stuff go, I got them up the freaking hoop.
Hang on a minute, I'll be back in one.
You know, so yeah, I got all kinds of this. Why don't you get rid of them? Because once in a while, I actually look. Actually, you know, one of the favorite books from the Star Trek days that I collected was the one on how to speak Klingon. Just verkol nugrim monoskike zakat. But yeah, crazy stuff. So we got anybody else that's interested in coming up and sharing what you got? Would love to see some of the stuff that Nick Molnar has. Nick could spend about a year or more sharing the stuff that he has. For those of you that don't know Nick very well, Nick is still looking for a location to open up a shop again because he was big into the comics and the cards and all that stuff, and collectibles. Yeah. So again, a lot of these collections that you have, especially if you're into the numismatics, you can anchor them if you want to really utilize Exonumia to bolster your coin collection as what I call anchoring your collection. They make great display pieces. And yeah, exactly. Nick has got a ton of stuff. Oh, not to mention he's in the gold panning and all that stuff too. You metal detect too, don't you, Nick? That's one of the things I've gotten into as well as out here is metal detecting as a hobby. And anybody wants to get a hold of me, check the banner out below, and you can email me your address so I can have it on hand. If you happen to have some things that I have to send out to you,
So we just, I went upstairs to get some bits, and this is some of the stuff I like reading. Okay.
Are you serious?
Shows you how to dismantle and put it all together.
A world of curiosities. Okay, you got some interesting ones there. Encyclopedia of Knowledge. Does that help you?
Not really. I think some of it's wrong. I can't get all of them down, so we just shout up to him, "Don't go in there!" Blah, 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 wasn't it? I didn't hear you. I thought, how did you manage to get those books into that little gap?
Very easily.
Yeah, I just actually, after, what is it, 3 years? 2 years? Got to be 2. I can't remember now. My granddaughter Piper had her graduation during the heart of the pandemic. And back then, of course, the kids were doing all their courses online, and they had no grad ceremonies. So I posted on my channel the her grad ceremony that actually ramrodded by Tracy, and we invited the entire cul-de-sac to join us.
That was
Trying
pretty
to
cool.
maintain social distancing, of course, but it was bloody awesome.
That was awesome, man. Do you know when I built the Titanic? When Brandon told you about it, I built the proper size Titanic.
Yeah.
On Minecraft. Well, this is the plan I used.
Wow. handy sketch to have.
Yeah, that's what I use, isn't it?
Very
so,
cool.
that is what I use for each block. And it took me 6 weeks to build it. But inside this book is...
I go to West Edmonton Mall to see the Titanic in the Lego store, and I just cringed because it's over $1,000 for this thing.
Oh wow!
That's this is the ship plan. The ship plan where the ships were going to be docked.
Homestead Aquarius, welcome aboard. Don't forget to hit the like button and share out.
And this picture here is what I used to get, because obviously on Minecraft you can get all the lighting and everything. So that is what I used to get all the decks and build all the...
Wow. Very handy.
You can actually walk all the way around that ship, man. What else have we got in here? There goes a Titanic coupe. I've not read that because it's too small. I can't remember what it is, but it's got all these little the flyers, what would have been like posted up, you know. What did it say on there? Oh, this goes round your luggage.
Mm-hmm.
And here's pretty cool. This is like actual reproduction of a safety report.
See, I probably have something like that in my case, but framed.
And then this talks about the engines, how the electricity works and all that. See, that's the keel. That's one side of the Titanic. It goes on to the other side. So shows you how the steam will work, keep the cabins warm. Yeah, water steam.
Have you heard whether they finished the reproduction of the Titanic? I heard they were building a ship almost like, well, except of course it'll have some of the modern amenities, better wiring and better, better of the hull.
They were going to build that in I can't get that bit to that bit. It's another piece I used all the colour in for. That'd been another one I had all the colour in.
Yeah.
But my boy, right at the front of the ship, he built this big, massive, pool thing. What's this one? This is really, really interesting stuff in here. Postcard. Obviously, also reproduction, as you know.
Very cool.
Certificate of clearance. Certificate. And even got the little notes at the back. And it's telegram, I think. 3rd of April, passenger department. What I like about this, even though it's on a piece of paper, where it's been copied and that, you got like the little lines in the where it had been folded.
Right.
And this is obviously all the telegrams that would have been sent. So if anybody ever sees this book, get it. This is really, really insightful. Thomas Andrews. Then you got all the band there playing in the book. And
I think you've done a very good job of trying to show what my ship used to look like.
Well, you like this one then? This is the White House, Washington. 100 paid daylight at 11 a.m. Washington. Sorry. Wilmington, NC, April 19th, 1912. Thousands of Southerners have been haven reviewed into with some safety of Major Butt, really realizing the chivalry of his nature. So I don't know what that is. That received on the 27th of April 1912.
Wasn't a very good year.
Nope. I have read all this, but I just haven't got it out for a long time.
I see we have a goalie in the chat. Actually, a pretty good goalie. Terrible crib player, but a good goalie.
Who's that then?
That's Andrew D. Can't you see Andrew D in the chat?
That's the position I played in when I played football, a goalie. Second cabin, landing and customs card. And what gets me about this, it says members of the family listed 3, number of list 13.
Are in your dreams, matey. Yes, the Canard line, they're always mustering in on the White Star.
Some crazy stuff in there, I tell you, when you read it. It's like, wow. And this is from Ismay. James Ismay.
He was an arrogant pellic.
Well, he had to live with his guilt, didn't he?
He had to be first into port. Get across as fast as you can, he said to me. Oh, look at that. I'm losing my rank already.
He wanted to. He lost his stripes for a moment.
David Carlisle's in the house. How be ye?
David Carlisle. Andrew E. The House of Commons.
And for those of you
little notes.
we say RMS, it's Royal Mail Ship.
Yeah. And did you know if anybody attacked a royal, it's an actual act of war. If anybody would attack an RMS boat, it's an act of war.
By all means.
Royal Mail Ship. Austrian Stacker.
And there be the Austrian on board.
And here is Mattison's Life Raft Company. And that tells you about the safety, about the level of lifeboats, because they went on tonnage, you see. And the name of the street is 45 Milk Street. So if anybody lives in Boston, see if Milk Street is still around and take a photograph of it, because
that would be interesting.
There you go, that's the address.
And for those of you that may not be aware, I'm in character because he's into one of our favorite subjects. We're talking about the RMS Titanic.
House of Commons. We'll talk about a few favourite topics tonight, not just about coins.
Yes, quite a few. And Dimebag Darren Lowe is in the house.
Dimebag. How's Austrian Stacker doing? He's still out and about, living life to the full. Every time I see a picture, he's got beer.
Well, that'd be enough for the Titanic chit chat. I'm going out of character now and get back into my yachting outfit. There you go. It's a little bit more comfortable. This is, by the way, a real White Star.
Why did you put it on the toilet?
Oh, well, I don't know, to be honest.
You know, in real life, I really should have gone Navy. But my family has got such a bloody bad history with ships. I decided to stay grounded on land, except for when I was in a younger fella. Spent a lot of time on the Great Lakes. Even did some deep sea fishing in the Bay of Fundy. But as far as being on board a ship, like so many of my family, forget about it.
Why?
I've got one member of the family that went down third class, Thomas. He was on the Titanic. So there's one for you for the books. You can look them up. I've got two members of my family that went down on the USS Arizona. That's in Pearl Harbor. My fifth great grandfather served aboard a man of war with Admiral Nelson. So we've got a long history.
Where's the date? 1993, I think this one is.
Maybe down in the States. I don't think Canada or Great Britain have found it yet. Their Homestead Aquarius. I don't think I have any 2023s from the US yet. Yeah, I'm with Blistering Barnacle Magnets. Same thing. You know, we're way behind when it comes to a lot of the US coinage. Unless, of course, you manage to have someone in the community start sharing the stuff out. There was a time in Canada we used to get all kinds of US coins up here, but not anymore.
2023.
I think you see more of it in southern Ontario.
See.
But person here would be someone living down in Ontario, like Nick would be able to tell you if they still get a lot of US change in their tills, whereas we don't get a lot of it up here at all.
Here you go, Dimebag. It's a big old thick coin. That's the coin he was after.
Oh, so you're teasing him, are you?
Kind of.
Marty's nuts about digging. Where's my metal detector?
Marty! Marty! Was that nice then, was it?
Oh, I got to show this to Marty. This is thanks to Marlon. What a nice guy.
We've got to find some things now. Homestead.
So Marlon came over my place a while back, and he knew I was still using the old bounty hunter, this beastie here. Not the best metal detector in the world, but it was okay. It's a good beginner one, I guess.
I like what he calls it, the Garrett Chinese knockoff.
Well, it is a Chinese knockoff. It's identical. And he brought over the Garrett. I call it a Garrett. I don't know what they call it on here.
No, I've got the 2022s.
Doesn't have a name on it. Typical. But this one here, my goodness. This one works way better. So I'm using that now. And whenever I get my kids or grandkids over, I'll let them use the bounty hunter while I use this thing. He also provided me with a bag. The bag is nice. I got to show that.
The bag is amazing.
Wow. I mean, talk about generous.
Oh. Where do they come from?
Oh dear.
One of the perks about living so close to Marlon. This was my Christmas present from him. New pin pointer.
Big carrot.
Big carrots. The Pro Pointer all terrain. And then it brought over the ultimate catch-all pouch. This is the coolest pouch ever. And it even included a strap because I'm not in the best of shape. So he says, well, you're gonna have to haul that around. You're gonna use a strap to help me with the metal detector. So I've got that. I love this because it has the net mesh in the bottom, and it's got all kinds of little pouches inside. On the side, in the front, Velcro on the side for other little knickknacks. This is for this old guy. This was a real godsend because I'm not filling my pockets up anymore. I was pretty primitive when it came to metal detecting, and that's all thanks to Marlon at Merit Videos. Really, really nice. And yes, I have found some really, really interesting items since I've acquired a little bit better equipment. No silver yet, but boy, I'm getting a lot of clad. I really like it when I can find the commemoratives, and I'll never forget getting that hoard that was, there must have been 50 or 60 coins. Talk about getting me hooked on metal detecting. I even had a whole, in that hoard, I even had a whole bunch of US stuff.
I do miss metal detecting, and Zoe loves it.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean,
Yeah.
And you get out fresh air, and gets me bending a little bit, which is nice, which I need. And it also gives me an excuse to get my grandkids over to join me.
Zoe would tell you all about her metal detecting experience. She loves it. Once she started digging up the stuff she found, she was hooked.
Are you being sarcastic?
Kind of. She dug up. She dug up a cycle path.
I wasn't quite sure there. She's being sarcastic with her. Yeah, that would be like me saying, yes, Tracy really loves metal detecting. Yeah, right.
I goes going up.
Her
and
idea of
filming
metal
there.
detecting
You
is
can go
going
and
to
dig
a
over
restaurant, eating and finding silver spoons.
No.
So happy.
She dug up some rebar. It took her
Oh, some
ages.
rebar. Wow.
But the funny thing is, it was on a cycle path, and all these cyclists are going. And she goes, look what I dug up. I went, yeah, babe, it's rebar, and I just lobbed it.
That's funny.
I took me ages. I goes, why didn't you go and dig in the field just over there? She goes, oh, what to dig here? People, bless her. But she done well. She knew how to use. She knew how to use the equipment. Yeah, he was right doing that. But I don't know why she was next to the cycle path.
Did you say she was next to the cycle path or psychopath?
Cycling path. But when I realised what she was doing, and obviously I guess it's only a little walk over there. It's just a little walk. It's about a 5-mile walk.
That me neighbour.
Of course, yeah, on this hot summer's day, she didn't bring her inhaler with her. And then she dug up the road.
Dale's been in the vodka.
She actually gave her a high vis and a hard hat. And some cones. Yeah, she went psycho on me. I guess why you dug up the cycle path for? I guess that's the reinforcement to the path. And you never guess what she dug up with? A garden fork.
What?
Oh, bloody hell.
A garden fork.
Well, that's what you gave me.
Well, yeah, to dig up a field. Not the ground was soft.
That's your spouse. I'm starting to worry about getting my wife and her together. We could be in trouble.
But man, she had a great time. I was there doing magnet fishing. I was there quite happy doing what I was doing. She could come over. Look what I found. Look what I.
I just laughed at me.
Yeah, I was embarrassed. Well.
Yeah, cute lads on the bikes.
Yeah.
Riding past.
Of course, I couldn't see it because I was under the bridge part. You see, because that's the best part is metal detector is
yeah, I'm aware of that.
But yeah, I didn't see what she was doing. You see, I was more interested in what I was doing. And when she came running down with this, oh look what I found! It's just rebar.
Well, actually, I gave it to you. You looked at it and you threw it.
Yeah.
And then you told me what it was after. Before you didn't say anything. You just looked at it and looked at me and threw it.
I didn't know you dug it up.
And I went, what are you throwing now? I just don't care.
The funny thing was, right? How did she dig up rebar with a fork? It's reinforced steel.
Well, it was. That was work.
I'm surprised you didn't bring the whole road home with you. They're quite, with people still riding up and down on it.
I was really proud.
It's funny.
Unbelievable.
You actually done a video of that as well, didn't you?
But you didn't.
No, I did, didn't I? I done a, yeah.
Yeah.
I look right stupid.
It's on his channel somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a magnet issue there.
Oh man, funny. It is so funny. So we go for a little walk.
She starts wibbly flip-flops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't have been more inappropriately dressed if I tried.
Yeah, it's like walking up a mountain on high heels. Up and easier.
So we're going 5 minutes over the road. 45 minutes later, an asthma attack.
We had to get back as well. Oh, it's funny.
Never trust a man who says it's only 5 minutes over the road.
That's when that's when I can walk then.
Yeah. You're doing that now.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that now.
What did you say?
So I was going to say to go on for it.
Oh, we should do that as a remembrance for us.
Yes, no.
We're going to push you.
We
over
can
in
play
a
American Authors, the best days of our life. My wife is no longer allowed to come on my streams. She takes over a lot. Corner clubhouse,
You-
cobalt.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for someone crazy enough to try to do magnet fishing there.
Where's that?
That's West Edmonton Mall. We've got the full scale model of the Santa Maria galleon, and it's a
okay.
large body of water, and it's completely covered on the bottom with money. And I'm just wondering when someone's going to get the crazy idea, since North Saskatchewan is not the greatest place to magnet fish, but I'm waiting for someone to come along and realize, wow, what a great spot to go magnet fishing. Let's go to the mall. And of course, I can well picture them throwing that magnet into that water. It's pretty deep. And trolling for all the coinage that's down there. I thought, oh boy.
Man, that would be
It would make for a great video, but as long as you're not doing it.
Yeah, come with me now. I mean,
Oh yeah, make a video of it when I go there. I've already found, and I'm not sounding racist or anything. Sorry, this is not to be, but an elderly Chinese woman in the fountains at the mall picking up money. I walk by. No, lady, we can't do that here. Just what are you doing?
Nice try there.
there's a pub just over the road, isn't there? The Running Horse. And they got that river going through. We went out for that crappy chicken a few years ago. It used,
I can't remember that.
do you remember that side of the chicken they gave us? And we had to carve it on the stupid potatoes and stuff. It wasn't very nice.
Oh yeah.
Well, they got like it's a stream that comes through and it bends off. So it's like you got your main stream, but then it's like clean water bit, and everybody throws coins in there. There's coins piled up. I'll have to just go there one day and just throw my magnet over there and go, but it's all cameraed. That's the problem.
I have come up with an idea though that I'm going to approach the mall with. A competition. Get people magnet fishing in the pond, and whoever collects the most, all the money goes to charity, but whoever collects the most wins a little trophy or something.
That's a good idea. It's obviously it's like a dredged lake. And
Oh yeah, they used to have Canada's largest submarine fleet in there. We used to have 8 subs. It's big.
So what we do then is throw scrap piece of metal into the thing, and whoever picks up the most in so like in an hour.
Yeah.
And then you count it up.
Wins the prize.
Yeah, wins the prize, and like so much money for entry.
Yeah.
And then the money goes to charity or something.
And since I work for the mall, I'll go talk to them and say, hey, I got an idea.
You looking forward to that then, Skipper, going back soon?
Yeah, I am actually. Especially since this year I should be working a lot more. I've got not only the gig at West Ed, but also another mall, which I don't know the name of it yet. They haven't told me. And they're buying me a new suit. Tailor-made.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, how many years in jail? Says Numismaniac. That's from Nick.
Well, you know what it is. If you were to do that, it is theft.
Polar Bear says, "Oh, magnet fishing at the mall." Can you imagine? At least you won't get rained on or anything like that.
Very
I
true.
remember when I was doing it. I remember over at the canal, and the guy walks past. Oh, I've seen these videos. A lot of them are fake. And I'm thinking, if I can fake a video, why would I be out here throwing magnets into a river?
Marty's this Canadian subs. They are scrap metal we bought from the UK. You know what? They were really nice subs. They really were. I wasn't around when they pulled them out, but I would have loved to seen how they did it.
The funny thing is, though, are you talking about our football players or actual vessels?
Not football players, not subs. No, these. Like I said, we had more subs in West Edmonton Mall than the entire Canadian Navy.
I did a waterfall for fun, of course, and lobbed coins in the back. Some random bloke. This is.
I still took the 5.
Yeah. I mean, my magnets didn't cost that much. They're not special, are they? Really, but they are. I mean, my magnets can lift up to like 50 kilos, and the smaller one can do 25 kilos.
Yeah. They've got some really nice ones out there.
But some of the videos are pretty fake, because I've seen people pick up mobile phones. Now, how are you going to pick up a mobile phone with a magnet?
You don't. You use a whale. I've seen that video. I've seen that video of the little white whale freaking went down and snatched the phone off the bottom because the guy dropped it in the water, and he actually handed him the phone back.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was very cool.
But I mean, I see people, especially when people are finding stuff constantly. You know, they're finding stuff. I think what it is, they throw them in, and they go, "Oh yeah, look what we found." They find like a safe with a load of stuff in it, or
the guys down in the bayous and down in the States, the freaking criminal stuff that they get, the discarding weapons and
yeah, I get that, but over here, it's pretty much impossible. I mean, we're not the Wild West, you know what I mean? We wouldn't like, it's.
Not the Wild West.
You know what I mean? We went back in like gunslingers back in the day. Even when gangsters in the 70s used weapons, right? You know, if you was, I mean, the Thames has been dredged so many times. You know, you're barely going to find a blade, not unless it's today, of course. I mean, everybody walks around with one of them, but to find a weapon like that, or even a safe.
Wow.
Okay. It must have been that's got a metal case on it. I'm talking about the old plasticky type ones, like the like the 330 Nokia 33010s and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
Oh yeah, sometimes people say put this like in a microwave. It's what else is it? If your Xbox gives you the red ring of death, you wrap it in a wet blanket and then you that's what they used to do though, to get the Xbox out there, is they used to put silicon washers over. They used to melt and go over to the thing. Then they ended up, what you do, you just clean it up and put them into steel washers, and it worked.
You found like 50 phones? Holy mackerel.
Well, we're looking in the wrong place.
Yeah.
I have.
That's cool. I mean, I've still got them here.
Yeah.
Probably found a rusty old rotary dial.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, the only thing that we have to do now here, we have to call the police because it was a World War II bomb that was found, wasn't it, in the canal? So we have to
Oh.
phone the police to let them know that we are magnet fishing. Because a lot of people don't understand the rules. But it's not real in any specific rules. It's more common courtesy. Like you don't go magnet fishing near anglers, you know.
Yeah.
Or if people are doing like boating and stuff like, you move the magnet out the way. You don't drop it down as they're just. You don't do it in spawning season, you know, because you know they have rod licenses and fishing licenses where we're not actually catching livestock, so we don't have to have that type of law. But it is common courtesy. You know, you don't do it during spawning season. I'm not sure what about blistering barnacles. You don't do it on private lakes. You don't do it unless you got permission. Don't do it near anybody.
Hello, puppy dog. I got a visitor.
That's pretty cool. Northants magnet fishing.
They're my visitor. Everybody. They're my visitor.
Poker chips. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Hey, buddy. Hi. Oh, you've been outside. Whoo! Oh, you need deodorant. Ha! You stinky.
But
Oh.
Yes, you are. You
Walkies.
stinky dog. You are.
What's that word, please?
What?
Ruff. Ruff.
Woof.
Ruff.
It's on telly, Finn. It's on telly. Look,
We've seen now.
he's
Oh,
Finn can see lightning on the telly. He's going over to the telly.
Ruff.
Doggy.
What
Is
do
that
you
your friend?
want? Come here.
Oh,
yeah.
you like Labradors, don't you?
What do you want?
Ah,
You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Okay. No, you go see mommy.
say hello. You're going to go.
Probably wants me to feed him, but it's a little early yet.
Oh. He's going to have dinner now. He lives in
Yeah,
Canada.
he will. He will in a little while. Give him another, 15, 20 minutes. So feed him some chow. I got this doggy spray. It smells like the stuff you put on in diapers, so the baby talc or whatever. And it's a great smell because I back many years ago when I changed my children's diapers, we used talcum powder and all that stuff. And that's the smell of the talcum. I remember it. It makes the dog smell the same way. I can tolerate it. Whereas when he comes in doing his number, it comes especially when it's hot out.
Was it the other day when Finn was lying down because he came in, it was really hot, and he parted and he jumped.
But
he
my dog loves my things.
He went. He just jumped in the air because he scared himself.
Oh.
It was like, what? But he's like a human. He burps and everything. He's like, what did he have for dinner today? He had mince and
veggies and potatoes.
he had mince, carrots, peas, and runner beans,
Yeah.
and his kibble,
Yeah.
and some taters and some gravy.
Spoil that dog.
Good.
Oh, that's coming up. I've only got 8 more days. Is it 8 days? No, it's not. It's longer than that. What's the date today?
26.
26. 8, 9, 10, 12 days. 12 days. I got to clean up my barbecue in the backyard. I'm making T-bone steaks with baked potatoes and sour cream and a big batch of grilled mushrooms, all for my birthday, July 8.
Oh,
And all the gang are gonna, and the
you
gang's
didn't tell me that.
here. Of course, I have to do all the cooking again on my birthday.
No.
Buddy Biggs Adventures and Blistering Barnacles says, any left ale? I didn't have that. We had sausages, mash. No, it wasn't. Sausages, potatoes. I had peas and carrots because that's the thing I really tolerate with vegetables.
What? You don't
And,
like Brussels sprouts?
Oh no, you're swearing at me.
Especially done with.
They had parsley, runner beans, parsnips. What are they called? Parsnips, runner beans, peas and carrots, taters, and sausages and gravy.
Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme.
And for afters, I done a fruit salad. I haven't had mine yet.
Yeah. I made Tracy her beef tips and mushroom gravy with French fries for dinner last night.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
Yeah. So tonight I'll have a protein shake because I'm feeling guilty.
I think you need to build up for that T-bone.
Oh man, it's one time in the whole summer I actually get to do my barbecue because I don't do a lot of it's too much work.
When I was in Texas, when I thought our steaks was quite big, which some are. I went to Texas, and it made I had a T-bone steak, and it made our steaks look anorexic.
Yeah, they do things pretty big down there.
Oh man, peppercorn sauce, T-bone steak, proper chips, not French fries, these skinny little things. I'm not talking about the snacks. I'm talking about when I asked for chips,
you're talking Texas fries.
Texas fries. I mean, they were long as a 50 cal bullet, and it's not just as big.
Yeah.
And eggs. Oh my God! No mushy peas. No mushy peas.
No mushy peas. Oh, that breaks my heart.
Right. Mushrooms, horse mushrooms.
Oh, big portobello.
Oh man.
Oh.
The sort
Hey,
of
are we making ourselves hungry here or what?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Texas does everything awesome. I don't know. Obviously, I'm only talking about Texas. That's my only experience. So I can't speak for everybody, but if you can put Texas to shame, I will gladly try and do it.
You come visit here, we'll treat you to bison.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Really good meat.
That sounds good because that is going to be really rich meat.
Oh, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Big cuts. And of course, we're Texas's big brother up here. You know that, right?
But I mean, I'm not disregarding anybody else's state. I don't know. It's only Texas I can go by.
But as far as barbecues, Texas is famous for it. I mean, you want to go for a prime rib, go to Texas.
Yeah, I had a ribeye. That was not as big as the restaurant, because when it come on a plate, they might as well have bought a table out for your own. It was like a dinner plate. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean. But want some snails, Dale? I've had snails. I don't mind snails. They're just meat, salted meat. That's it.
Pick your nose.
Oh, now you put me. No. Oh man.
Snails.
Oh man, grim. It's like really mushy peas on your plate.
Oh, that's right up there. That's
the same. I don't know how to go. I don't know how the ladies can eat that stuff.
I
Man.
don't know. Tracy loves that stuff. We get cans of it in the cupboard.
Yeah,
I'm
it's mushy peas you guys eat,
Oh yeah.
and it's that noise it makes. It's
oh, you know, it's like
Say that.
month-old squashed peas soaked in baking soda.
whatever it is. It just
It's just
sits there like
foul.
when you get it out, it goes. Right.
Oh,
And it sits in the pan. You sort of like simmer the pan, and it still stays. It's like, when is it going to collapse? You're like knocking
it's
it
the
down.
only time I can sit across from Tracy and I have to keep myself from gagging when she's eating that stuff. It's like, really?
It's oh man.
I mean,
I
she
love it.
was
I love it. I
raised
don't
with
know
she
if
was
it's
raised with
really
it.
like. I mean, I had mushy peas at school, and man, that's off-putting from then.
Yeah.
Never.
Nearly 40 years ago, I sat in my mother-in-law's kitchen, and she made a big feed. Thank God it wasn't Jeff, which was Tracy's dad, who didn't know how to cook worth a darn. And Carol, she made this big feed, and she had chicken, she had mashed potatoes, she had mushy. Now this is all stuff I've never seen because I've never eaten at her house. Big dollop of mushy peas on there, gravy on top,
Gravy! Oh my God!
gravy on top of the potatoes, and then she gets a big scoop of mint jelly and drops it right on top of my potatoes.
Oh,
And I'm looking at this, I'm like, what in the world have you done to my dinner? I says, I cannot. First off, the mushy peas was bad enough. I did try them. And then the mint with the gravy and mashed potatoes. Holy mackerel. Oh, not to mention, she brought out mutton with curry. Now, I'd never eaten curry before.
No, mutton curries, if it's done properly, is really nice.
Yeah, but I had just eaten all this other stuff. And I'd never tasted curry before. My taste buds died. Absolutely died. I'm like, this is not stuff that this guy has ever been subjected to. And since that day, I can handle a very mild curry. Butter chicken, I don't mind.
Oh, butter chicken's beautiful.
Okay, with naan bread and rice, I can eat that. Yeah. But hardcore curry, mint on potatoes. Oh, who in the world? Ugh.
I do eat mint sauce potatoes or chive or even coriander. Coriander on potatoes is really nice.
Mint jelly is exactly the same as mint sauce.
I know, but it's fermented, isn't it?
It's like
this is Skipper's talking about his experience.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what really put me off. I mean, when I was visiting Salisbury, the food was great. I absolutely ate like a king, and there was none of that crap that was on my food.
I'll tell you what you missed though, and Blistering Barnacles and Neil will probably agree here, right? Is fish and chips in newspaper.
That would be awesome.
Right. The reason why right now, when you had your fish and chips, okay, you would put lashings of vinegar on. Not this. When you go to a chippy, it's called chip water. It's not real vinegar. Okay, we call it chip water.
It's more like malt, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to get a proper vinegar. Okay, but what they do, they buy this watered down whatever it is. We just call it chip water. But vinegar, real vinegar on it is lovely, like they used to do back in the day, and salt and vinegar. And yeah, there you go. That's the best way to. And what it is, when you eat your fish and chips, of course, all the vinegar is dripping into the ink, so your chips are coming out black, and you're eating the ink, but it tastes 10 times nicer. And then, but one hand is like tastes like salt and vinegar and fishy and chippy, but the other hand is, well, it's got printed on the yesterday's newspaper on your hand. But that was the best way, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, fish and chips was on
I think
newspapers.
I've said this before. I had the fish and chips in Brighton. They were awful, absolutely awful.
See,
but
the problem is,
there was a little town. It could have been where you're living. No, it wasn't. It was
no, it's miles away.
But there was a little town outside of Salisbury that had a pub, and it had fish and chips there. Oh my Lord, they were good. Absolutely outstanding.
If you go to a nice place,
I think the place I went to had a well where somebody fell into it or something. It was haunted.
That was Avebury. That's what I showed you.
Yeah, I've been there. That's where I had my fish and chips.
Oh yeah, that was a red line. That's what I showed you the other day. We went down there the other day. You was literally no more than 20 minutes away from us.
I know, isn't that? It's just, well, I didn't know you then.
20 minutes. We'd have been there. Well, we'd have been there in 15.
I know.
But the best places to go for fish and chips, Skipper, right, is in the back alleys. Okay, it's in the back alleys where all the rather than going to all these posh restaurants, go to a Chinese or English back alley shop. Okay, because they need the business. You know, it's going to be. It looks like a dive on the outside, but they are absolutely clean on the inside. And you go in, and you're paying a quarter of the price, or if not more.
Yeah.
Now, the other day on Saturday, we have a treat night. Okay. Now, I had fish cake and chips. Okay. And that come to £6. They deliver it, £6. Okay. The chips is like a massive, huge, large. Now, I tell them only a small portion because they just bring it, don't it? It's like they dug up a whole field of potatoes. And if you get an extra large one, wow, you can feed a football stadium. Seriously. Did you know that?
Now, do you believe that?
But yeah, even Glisterum's like that. Yes, definitely. Neil goes, that's the best way to eat fish and chips. I'm American, but I definitely get down with the fish and chips. No wonder my tongue was black, says Marty. 1992 printed on a chip. Marty says with Bud Files. Did you know the chip was invented in the US? It was a restaurant about 30 minutes.
Well, hello. Yeah, I was in Columbus, Georgia in 1975, and they had chicken and chips on the menu, and I sat down and I said, "Yeah, I'd love to have chicken and chips, and please, can I have gravy on the chips?" And I still remember that young lady's voice. Y'all want what? I want chicken and chips with gravy on the chips. Are you sure?
What do you mean?
I says, yes, I am sure. She says, okay. So she wanders in and comes back, and there's the chicken and potato chips with gravy all over them. Not thinking they didn't call them chips. They call them French fries.
Yeah.
So I screwed up.
When I first went to America, now it was my second day. I was still a bit of jet lag, and it
Take
was
care,
like,
William. I don't care who invented the bloody things. No, I'm just glad that I'm around to enjoy them.
I went into McDonald's, right, for a breakfast, and trust me, it's 50 times better in there than it is over here. Well, I didn't know they goes around refills. Right? I didn't know this. Okay, right, now I had an empty cup. it was empty on the thing. I had like me breakfast stuff, you know. That's a day we don't do this anymore. We don't have like the sausage patties and the and all that with the scrambled egg. They don't do that over here. You know, I think you call it the big breakfast, if I remember rightly.
Oh, English breakfast. Oh, I love them.
Well, we stopped doing that. I don't know when we stopped doing them. They just now just do the like either pancakes and stuff. That's another thing. But anyway, I was over there, and obviously I filled my drink up at the optics. I thought, you know, I only had like because obviously it's a big cinema glass to us, so I only had like that much of like Sprite, I think it was, and because it was really hot, you know, it was a really hot morning, and just getting acclimatized. And anyway, this girl comes round. She fills up my swimming pool with this Coke stuff, and I says, oh, "Man, I'm not paying for that. Not a chance in heck." And she goes, "You don't have to. It's free." I was like, "What?" I goes, "We have to pay for everything over here, even sauces." Right, unless they give you them, they don't even deliver them. When you ask to deliver, they don't even deliver the sauces.
No, we've paid for them.
Yeah, we've actually paid for them. We don't even get them delivered. So I was like, I went, "Sorry about that," and she goes, "Oh, it's okay." Like, I goes, it's like it was a shock to the system. It was like, you don't have to pay for this, you didn't have to pay for that, and the amount of discounts I had over there, because you know, it's like if I signed the book, the visitor's book, I had a massive discount. Went to the baseball stadium, the Texas Rangers in Arlington. I got in for $4. $4. I can sit anywhere you like, anywhere you like. But because it's my first time, I want to sit as the highest place possible. Right, sat over the bullpen. Right, overlooking the Texas Rangers playing the Detroit Tigers at the time. And I sat next to the person who had the loudest voice. She must have been, when she was made, she was at the front of the thing for voice boxes, right? Because even the players, and when she went, this noise come out, da 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 da. This must have been like David Beckham at the time for baseball, right? And of course, they shout their name, and she was the loudest. My ear almost exploded, right? Even the players went like that, right? And that was saying something, right? To get the players turned around and look up to where you actually shouted from, with all the other people around, they were like that. And I was like, my ear, I think I've gone deaf. Man, she was loud.
Heath, Donnie, I'll tell you, if we're talking gravy, I watched a video just recently. It was taken in a British school kids trying biscuits and gravy. They never had it. And I'll tell you, it was one of the most entertaining videos I've seen on YouTube, with kids trying foods they've never tried. Now, the traditional English biscuit gravy, first off, the biscuits, they look like scones, you know. Yeah. But they're biscuits, and the southern way of making it, they have a sausage gravy that's quite white and lumpy looking and quite thick, and you pour it over. It doesn't look very pleasant. In fact, the way the kids described it looked like someone hurled on the plate. And there's, oh my goodness, not what we're used to having. We're used to having brown gravy and stuff, and all smooth and a lot wetter than that, right? So, but they never had this stuff before. So they got up the courage, they ate it, and I thought their eyeballs were going to pop out of their heads. They're like, oh my goodness, this is, wow, we don't have nothing like this. It's ugly looking, but is it delicious? And they says, yes, but that's not traditionally the way it's served. We also serve it with fried chicken. So they brought out the fried chicken. I have never seen such a reaction with British school kids. It was so funny to watch them trying to eat it. Well, it wasn't enough for the school kids to try it. They brought in the headmaster. And the headmaster sits down and he says, "No, it doesn't look very." Holy mac! And he's sitting there. He says, "I'm sold. We want this over here."
That's the problem. I think you taste, you smell and look with your nose, and you sort of like taste with your eyes. It's especially something not used to. But no, who said that? Was it, Buddy Briggs Adventures. They call cookies biscuits. No, we don't call. We call cookies cookies and biscuits are biscuits. They're two separate things.
Yeah.
Cookies are made from a dough with a soft center. Okay, you can have all sorts of stuff on it, like pizza, like chocolate, nuts, whatever you want. But biscuits are a separate thing. Biscuits are not. We don't call biscuits.
Yeah. He's done. I love it too. I actually went up down in Georgia. I got hooked on it.
Biscuit is something you can dunk in your tea. You can dunk a cookie in your tea if you want to, I suppose. But no, cookies are cookies. Biscuits are biscuits. And scones are what you would call your biscuits.
A Scotch Bap is typically a bread roll, but it's lightly dusted with flour. Whereas a roll is not, and there's different types of rolls. You could have anything from the butter rolls. There's just so many. Cob. I can't say I know exactly what a cob is. When I think cob, I think corn on the cob. So I don't know what
it's basically corn on the cob. You know, the cob sticks.
The cob is a bread roll.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it's a long roll.
Yeah, it's a long roll. Or
Okay. Then we have them here too.
a long roll is what we would call a bap, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, a bap. No, baps are round.
Okay. Well, it depends. It depends. That's another thing as well. It depends on the dialect where you are. Right. So in certain parts of the country, have different things called.
Did you just ask me if I was diabetic?
No. Right. Okay. Zoe comes from the black country.
Dyslexic.
Zoe comes from the black country, so her cobs would be around crusty bread roll with lines going through it.
Homestead Aquarius is from Greenbow, Alabama. Okay. No, sorry, that was Forrest Gump.
Cob is similar, but it's like an oval shape round here. And also another thing for a cob is also with corn on the cob.
Oh, he thought I got to jump in. He thought I will never eat S on a shingle ever again. I grew up with it. And if I ever made that for my kids, they would kill me.
I've heard of is that ants on a stick, which is like something called celery or something.
Ants on a stick?
Yeah.
Is that with raisins?
Raisins on celery or something like that, yeah.
Oh, I've seen that too. No.
Jessica, huh? Oh, it's like you just get like a celery stick, and you put raisins on it, so it's like ants on a stick. I don't know how they keep it on there, because obviously if we did it roll off.
Yeah, I'm not far behind you, buddy. My wife has been neglected. I'm, as you guys know, I'm the cook in the house since I retired.
Yeah.
Actually, since I married her.
Coffee. Sausage biscuit.
Yeah.
Sausage.
Sorry.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah. That's what you were just talking about, wasn't it? The biscuit.
When I pop my clogs, heaven better have to have a couple of very important things.
There we go.
That tree of life better be covered with the prime rib with Yorkshire pudding and lots of brown gravy, mashed potatoes, and really good. I'll take Scotch Baps. That would be good with that too. And a dessert. Oh,
I was going to do this actually, just quickly. I was going to.
What would be the best dessert in my afterlife that I could live with? Well, I don't mind pie, but I'll tell you, the one thing I would really like is pralines and cream ice cream with caramel sauce.
Right. Right. This is what you would call cookies, right? Okay. Yeah, we call them cookies as well.
Yeah, those
Now,
are
if I
cookies.
showed you this, now Skipper would know this, right? If I showed you this, right? Right. Oh, great. Well, I don't. Why does your phones do this?
Okay, I got you on large so I can see it. What is it?
Right. Okay. Now, would you call this a cookie or a biscuit?
That's a biscuit.
That's a biscuit. Right. Okay. Even though it's got cream in there, we call that a biscuit. We have something you dunk in your tea.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a biscuit.
It's called custard creams, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I've had them.
And so and a biscuit is also one of them. So a rich tea biscuit, right? And
my wife would call them digestives.
no, these are rich teas.
Yeah, they're biscuits.
They're
But
a thinner one. Digestives are made with that's made with like just flour. Yeah, wheat flour.
It's very similar though.
No, they're not.
What do you mean? No, they're not.
They're not exactly. They're two different biscuits.
Well, that's because one's made as digestive and the other one's biscuit.
No, they're both biscuits.
Looks like a Ritz cracker to me. Jessica says, it looks like a cookie, Dale.
No, it's not a cookie. It's a biscuit. That is a digestive biscuit.
Yes, with the chocolate on the back.
Yeah. Now, if you stick chocolate on a rich tea, they are disgusting.
I don't agree with that.
No, but it's good. It's good in coffee, though.
Oh yeah.
It's funny that because morning coffee biscuits taste nicer in tea. Even though they're made for coffee, it's one of my favorite biscuits. But it's I think they're made by Burton's or Crawford's, isn't it?
I had one of them in years.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to feed tea to our indigenous people here because they don't know when to stop drinking it. They end up drowning in their teepee.
Morning coffee biscuits. No, they are little square biscuits. Well,
that went right over to your head, didn't it?
I missed that. Sorry, because
I said we can't feed tea to our indigenous people here because they don't know when to stop drinking it. They end up drowning in their teepee.
Hey, now you're getting too tense now.
Oh dear.
That went down off the balloon.
Oh well. They're both made of milk and all that, but a digestive. The best way of testing a British biscuit, okay, is actually I'm a king of biscuits, okay. Now, what you do, you get a hot
you're a cookie head.
No, it's not a cookie. It's a biscuit.
No, you're okay. You're a biscuit head.
Right.
I've seen your elf head.
Okay, you dip a biscuit in for 20 seconds in tea. Okay, you take it out, and a proper biscuit will hold its form for 20 seconds. Okay, a digestive does not fit in a cup. It's thicker. It's made of a different type of ingredient, by the way, than a rich tea, and it never fits in the cup, does it? You have to bite the end off to fit it in the cup. And no matter how big the cup is, it always seems to grow. So you've got the same size biscuit, but when you go and dink it in, it don't work. But rich tea, you have to literally hold it in there for about 40-50 seconds before it even, because I think it's got a load of waterproof over it, because it does not sink in anything. It doesn't absorb the moisture as good as a digestive. But if you stick a hobnob in, which is also classed as a biscuit, which I would say more on the verge of being a cookie, then
Or
you think
closer to being a bloody chocolate bar.
They're made out of oats.
Yeah, they're made out of oats, aren't
It's
they?
like a oaty biscuit.
Yeah. So I would say them like
No.
there was like a healthy version of a biscuit, really. But Maynard's cookies, which is like chocolate.
Maynards? Are they
Yeah,
the same ones that build the jellies?
Not Maynard.
Not Maynard's, Maryland's. Maryland's. Sorry, that's right. Maryland's cookies, which is the best. Okay. You get like triple choc. You get choc and chip, chocolate, double chocolate. They are really nice in coffee or tea. They're probably the only real cookie you can have with a hot drink, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. But any other cookie, it just goes blip. Right, it just fall apart in a second. You make fin, and I'll tell you what, the best biscuit, if you ever never tried it, is Lotus Biscoff. It's
Heard of it.
it is. You get Biscoff ice creams now. They do it at McDonald's, Biscoff, and they're like that. They are a caramelized biscuit.
Oh, biscuit.
You normally get them in hotels, but they started doing them wide range. I mean, I don't think they are worldwide. They used to only get them in like hotels if you like in the morning with a coffee, just like a little packet, wasn't it? Two in a, or even at the hospital, you get two in a packet. But if you want to make a really nice cheesecake, find Biscoff and use that as the base and digestives, because digestive biscuits makes a better base. It's much harder. So you ground it down with butter and Biscoff. You make the best tasting base of cheesecake.
I would love to, Jessica, but I'm just signing off. We're just about ready.
I'm gonna shoot off now because it is now coming up to almost 12 o'clock at night. So
Yeah.
yes, it is.
It is.
Is she still arguing with you?
Yeah, still arguing. It's like the other day. She goes, "Oh, I'm gonna." Was it yesterday? It was about. He goes, "What time is it?" I said, "It's about 6 on it, 6 in the afternoon." And she goes, "No," and I guess it is. She had to check the time. Sorry, Jessica. Back on Wednesday though.
Yes. Come back on Wednesday and sneak in here a little bit earlier so you can hang out with us on Coin World UK's channel.
I think you'll find it's actually it's 20 past 11, but it's coming up to 12 o'clock. So I still got to have my fruit bowl yet. And we've been on 2 hours already, so
yeah, it was a good live feed. We've had some
fantastic live stream. There's obviously models, man.
Yeah, you know what? I could talk models too a lot. In fact, it's made me want to go and make another one. I need that deuce and a half. In fact, there's two of them. I need the MLVW and the 53 pattern SMP 2.5 ton. But it has to be 1/35 scale.
I want to start doing models again, but Zoe's going, no.
No, you're doing enough. Go around. No, I'm not talking to you, puppy dog. Oh, okay.
Dale, did you see my comment? Dale, make some cookies next. Zoe do the cooking. She does all the baking, and so does Lauren.
Yeah.
Actually, Lauren bakes cookies for a little dog.
It's funny. I was at one time a baker for Modern and Adler Bakery, and I don't do any baking at all. Oh, be quiet. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go in a second.
And that is a challenge, though, Jessica. I will try and make some Canadian family knife. How you doing? But yeah, I will try to make some cookies, and if I make some, I'll try and find a way of sending them to you.
Cookie challenge for Wednesday.
I will try to make it done tomorrow, so it won't be this week. It'll probably be next week when it'll be easier.
I'm going to make next week.
Yeah.
Okay, let's for next Monday. Let's make some cookies.
Let's make it next Wednesday because that gives us time to go and get. Because we've been out of the car.
Okay.
Because we've been without a car for over a week, so we got a lot of things. To
No problem. I'm gonna make homemade cookies.
And Jess has got a bake as well. And so is Heath, and so is Canadian Family Life, and so is Neil, so is Nick.
And,
so
and we will eat them in front of one another and show the texture and the gooiness and all the rest of them. And folks can vote on which one looks the most delicious.
And Polar Bear, of course. Polar Bear says yummy, and so is Zoe's got to do it. Lauren's got to do it. Yeah. And what I'll do, I'll buy mine.
Well, hold on now. That's not fair. If I wanted to buy mine, I'd just go out and get a bag of Dad's oatmeal cookies.
Silvertini. Actually, 1 year, Zoe and Lauren decided to buy me and Brandon a birthday cookie. Okay, it was a big cookie, right?
12 in it.
Yeah, it's huge, right? And it was a rich chocolate cookie with marshmallows on it, wasn't it? Right. And we started eating this cookie. It's so good. As soon as we got to the middle where all the sugar was, right? Obviously, my son's in a wheelchair, but he was running around on the walls. My teeth was leaving my mouth, right? Okay. Well, it's like me eating a crab apple. It's like, I had the sugar. I had the sugar sweats, man. Right, me and my son ate this cookie. Right, it was so good. But I was just watching him going woo, woo, on the walls. Right, and my face was leaving my skin. Right, with all this sugar. Oh man, lucky I didn't come diabetic that day.
Silver Stacks. Oh, I like lemon drop cookies.
Oh yeah, when Stacks' missus, right, his wife sent me some lemon drop cookies. Oh, they were so good.
Oh my God.
Lemon drizzle cookies, and she vacuum packed them and everything, and they got here. They were as fresh as the day they were made. Oh, they were so good, weren't they? And
okay, I'm really hungry now.
What she was doing, right? She was actually squeezing the lemon drizzle over the cookies. Oh, there's 24 of them. Oh, and she got them here. Oh, I can still take. That was so good. So, Stacks' missus, thank you so much. It was a godsend.
Everybody's going to be running to the larder, to the pantry, to get something.
Or the galley.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to wish goodbye to Heath Dottie's Adventures, Nick Molnar, Silver Tanawa snuck in there at the end there. Christopher Ty, Homestead Aquarium, Passion Art by Jessica. Polar Bear says yummy. Canadian Family Life.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! If I missed anybody,
many other great channels. Thank you for joining us today.
Just so many good people. So with that, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back on Wednesday with Coin World UK. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Take care, Nick. You look after yourself, and everybody. See you on Wednesday, 9 p.m. GMT. You still on for 2 minutes, are you, Skipper, for the moment?
Will do. Cheers, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a